Sarah Clanton.
Hello.
I have to tell you, like, first of all, when people, when you tell them your name, and it's like a constant, everyone smiles, everyone loves you, Sarah.
Oh,
No, you create such beautiful emotional response to people.
well, thank you.
And that is like, what a gift, right? Where does that like that come from? Your loving parents. I know your parents are great.
Oh man.
Quilts and you.
Oh, that's right. I love it. I love it.
But like, they is that where it came from? Like, where you had a lot of love growing up?
I mean, yes, definitely. There was no lack of love. In fact, sometimes I'm probably like, give me some space. No, it was great. No, lots of love. And I do think that over the past, I would say 5 years or so, I've had like a very big heart shift, maybe more than that. Time is going by really fast. I would say in 2018, I just sort of had like a self discovery, I guess. Had some world shattering things happen in my life, and it just kind of made me reset. And I think for my own like inner peace, or for my own well-being, I realized that happiness was doesn't just come sometimes. It's work. It's a choice.
Yeah.
And so to kind of a new practice, because I do have, I struggle with some anxiety and a lot of anxiety. You're the second person actually to say that, like in the past 24 hours, which is interesting. So I have lots of tools, but I think for me, thinking about like, how do I want to show up? How do I want to be in the world? What do I want to give? What's the energy I want to bring to the room? I feel better when I walk into a room and I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
I think when you walk into a room in a bad mood, people will pick up on it. And so to be really intentional with my energy and practice joy and gratitude everywhere I go, because when I really think about what I get to do for a living every night when I play a show, it's a unique combination of people, and it's never going to be the same combination of people again, ever. And so every show is super, super special. But I would say that I definitely was blessed with a lot of love. I'm grateful that I love to have fun. I love to laugh as medicine. Even when it's definitely not appropriate, I'll just like burst out laughing. I'm like, oh great, here we go. But it's sort of,
No,
it's medicine. So
it's true. And every project that you've taken, like you do it with such like gusto, with such like pleasure.
yeah.
Like even, I don't know, listening to like the Christina Aguilera, like, coming over, the covers that you were doing or what. It's like, it doesn't matter what era of Sarah Clanton you go to. There's so much like energy and joy in them.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
Were you always like comfortable like like with like change and pursuing new things, or did you develop that over time?
Develop it over time. I think I'm noticing just how much that is a development, because stage fright was a huge issue for me. Like I went to Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina, and I took cello. I was a cello major, but I took voice my senior year. I didn't really ever take vocal lessons until I was 2021. And I totally blew it. I failed my vocal juries, my finals. I was so afraid. I just like forgot all the words and I failed. I got an F, and like my bow would always shake on the string, and I was just a nervous wreck to play. But it was this paradox, because I want to do this. This is all I want to do. Like when that Christina Aguilera record came out.
Yeah.
Like I loved that stuff. I loved it. I was like super into that, I was so into it, and just singing and dancing in my room. I would do that so confidently, and it was very there was a passion there that definitely I was born possessed with for music. But getting on stage and being terrified, that was something I just had to really learn how to break through, because I want to do it. So you just have to keep doing it. You just have to keep showing your body and your nervous system that you can do it. Yes.
But it's great to hear that you're like a late bloomer with singing.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning you were classical only.
Totally.
So like tell me about this time you saw Ben Soley, friend of our show. He was on our show, and you saw him at Bonnaroo. Right?
Yes, I did.
That moment was the one that kind of like the light bulb moment.
Totally. Yep.
Why was that? What was like the breakthrough that you had? Like, oh my God, I can be more than just a player, right?
Right, totally. So I had never thought about putting together song or vocal and cello, and I was just out of college a couple of years. I think it was probably 2008. And I went to Bonnaroo, and I had been learning to play guitar to have something to sing with. And I was writing some songs. I still write on guitar every now and then, and I have a few I still play out. And feels like it's almost time to come back around to that. But it never felt like something was clicking. And then I go to Bonnaroo and I saw the Sparrow Quartet. So it's Bela Fleck, Abigail Washburn, Casey Dreesen, and Ben Sollee. And like the string players were chopping and just like looked like they were having a ton of fun. And they said, oh, go see Ben Sollee on a solar powered Sunday morning situation, like this little stage on at Bonnaroo. And so we got up on Sunday morning, went to this, and I was particularly interested in the solar powered nature of this stage because I actually ran a solar powered music festival in Greenville, South Carolina in the state park. So I was like, ooh, I want to see what this is all about. So I went and saw Ben, not expecting to be totally blown away. He starts covering Fiona Apple and Gnarls Barkley, and it was literally a light bulb. Just seeing someone else do the thing was just like, oh, why didn't I think of that, you know? And so it really does help when you know, see someone doing it, I guess. You know, I wonder how long it would have taken me to come to that realization without that.
It's so interesting as an artist. I'm not an artist, but like, you know, with a lot of my friends in Nashville, we go to shows and they'll cross their arms and it's like artists, like they do, you know, like copy, but like as respect from it, right? Like it's almost like you go see others of your peers, but it's almost like, maybe I'll kind of copy that into my artistry, right?
Well, it's always learning.
Yeah.
You know, even when I was a kid going to concerts, and I went to high school in Atlanta, and and so I would go to like the Tabernacle or go to these clubs and see, and I would always just like watch guitar hands. I'd watch hands on the guitar. I would watch just like what people were doing, how they were reacting or interacting with the audience, and the whole show is so fascinating to me. So I feel like every show can be a learning experience for sure. I mean, I was super inspired yesterday by just hanging out, and I got to play with Garrison Starr, and just
I've heard great things.
it was so great watching her interact with the audience. It was really inspiring. Went to go see Steve Poltz and his energy. I was like, oh man, I could even let loose even more, you know?
Poltz don't even give. One time he was like, where are you from, Miami? I'm like, yeah. And then he started like, Miami. Made a song this I'm like, dude, that's what the hell.
Exactly. So it's just, very allowing yourself to be inspired and not defeated, or maybe get caught up in the comparison game, which I think we all can slip into. But if you can keep an open mind, like moving to Nashville for me in 2014, I was like, I want to be motivated. I don't want to be defeated. I wanted to move into a big old pond and just be inspired. But I do, it's funny you say, go to Nashville and people like crossing their arms in the audience. Oh, it's so true. I think there's just a lot more critical listeners, and you leave town and people are like, wow, music.
Nashville, like I worked with a couple, friends and Nashville friends to like, you see you to the sphere and they're like, like, but dude, like it's born, or like, it's okay. Like, yeah, anyway.
I love Artisphere.
Yeah.
It's a great festival.
Sarah, by the way, it's so great to hear you because you are creating like your own sound.
Good for you.
I see you perform live, like there's no one like you.
Oh, thank you.
In the best sense.
Thank you.
Super cool.
I just hope to give back that inspiration that I've been fueled by. I think that's the ultimate gift, to see reflect back. So when people are like, wow, I've never seen that done before. I've never seen someone use a cello like that. That's exactly how I felt when I saw Ben Sollee. So to just like to be able to, it's crazy.
Tell me about, like, you mentioned when you moved to Nashville, because like you are like Miss Greenville, like the impact that you did in South Carolina. Still, obviously, you're from there.
Yeah.
But like, you're a big deal. Everything you left, and
that was hard.
It was like you're a big part of the culture there. It was clear. You built a lot of good stuff, which is still going on. Yeah. How was that move to Nashville? Was it hard, and how did you decide to move to Nashville?
Great question. It was a choice because I had a lot of great relationships, and in Asheville. I played a lot in Asheville, North Carolina, and the Swananoa Gathering is this great conference there for songwriters and for other types of music as well. But yeah, when I had just, I'd put in 12 years, and I just woke up every day just like, this nag. I don't know, it was a nag inside of me, like, what if I moved there? Yeah. What if I moved there? Greenville is a great place for a lot of reasons, great hub, like, you can go anywhere from Greenville. It's awesome. My mom grew up there, and my folks actually retired there. Yeah. But I went to Furman and stayed, and just incredible relationships. And I did really, I was just like, I am leaving behind a lot of roots. But I knew I could always come back. But I was not happy. Like I said, there was this nag, and I was married at the time actually. And so I just took a leap. I was like, I really want to move to Nashville, and it wasn't, he didn't want to go, and I just couldn't. I had promised myself I would move to Nashville by the time I was 30, and in my 30th year, I got divorced and I moved to Nashville.
Was kind of similar to my situation.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But also but it wasn't because I moved to Nashville after the divorce.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's kind of this. I don't want to ever wonder, what if? What would have happened? I'd rather say, oh well, that didn't work.
They say for an artist, it's good to have a divorce under your belt.
I know, right? I got one, so done with that.
So that explains why you're so awesome.
I know, just had to get that little, what's the word I'm looking for? Credential.
And like the impact you're causing already in Nashville. I mean, it's like
Thank you.
the community.
Oh, we have been. I love what me and Andy are doing, and my best friend Xanthi. Yes, Andy, Becky, and my best friend Xanthi, Alexis. The three of us have really been just having so much fun having these concert ideas, and then we host them in our home, and we'll have hundreds of people in and out. We hosted over 100 artists at our Americana House Concert Festival last year, and it's just so great because I am a weirdo, I mean, we all are to a certain extent, but playing cello and singing, I feel even out of the box in Nashville, and there's more and more of us, but it may be cliche, but it's be the change you want to see in the world. And Nashville can be a rough town. You come to town, no matter who you are, you come to town with certain expectations, and they could be dashed, they could be fulfilled, whatever. But giving people a soft place to land, a place to sleep, hot meal, just, a good community, you never know. And magical things have happened at our house, like, we have some friends that met their producers, and they just happened to be there on the same night. Now they're doing all these projects together.
Yeah.
Or I know, right? Or at Americana, we had someone whose first show ever in America was at our house in our basement in this amazing stage area that Andy set up with lights and now we're named to town. That'll be awesome. But yeah, so it's really great to see. It's another one of those things where you got to show up for each other.
Yeah.
And with the music business side too, and I'm helping artists collect their royalties with my company Tundo. So being able to give back all this stuff I've learned and community, I just think that it's the least I can do. I've been given so much by everybody teaching me along the way.
Yeah.
And
let me ask you about the royalty company too, all right? What's the name? I mean, you're like a leader in that. Yeah. You're like a pioneer. You're an entrepreneur.
Yep, I'm the founder.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a great calling. Everybody should get on that. What caused you to open that? It's a two-part question. What caused you to open it? And also what's in 2025, the current situation with royalties, the craziness that happens in the industry,
Well, in 2018, I had been signed to a record deal, and it was actually a 360 deal. So, if you know, you know. So I was really, really proud of this record. I am still really, really proud of this record. It's called Here We Are. And I've done all this amazing stuff. I've been signed for a few years. We're touring with the bands. We're getting great press. Just felt like I was in my rocket ship, and I was just ready to go. And the day my album came out, the FBI raided the offices of the parent company that owned the companies I was signed to. The owner was out in Salt Lake City because the owner was convicted of a $200 million Ponzi scheme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't make it up. I mean, it's crazy. So my whole career froze, and so all of 2019, I was working to get out of this, and what would it take to get all my intellectual property back? So I lawyered up, and my lawyer happened to be a cello player too, actually, coincidentally. But in the process of getting everything back, I found thousands of dollars in royalties that my team hadn't claimed, literally hadn't gone onto this website and entered direct deposit information or registered my songs here or there. And my whole perspective completely was shattered and shifted, oh wait, I'm not super famous. Yep. No, but but there's money there, thousands of dollars that could pay all my bills every month, and from cover songs, and it was just, a complete shift of story for myself. Oh, wait a minute. Look, oh my God, look at what I'm doing. So, and then coincidentally, the universe started bringing me friends being could you help me with my Kickstarter campaign? Or could you help me do this or that? And then I started coming up with a spreadsheet that helped you keep track of, I'm such a nerd, like help me keep track of all my songwriting information because I was co-writing with all these people. And I started sharing these resources, and then I was like, oh, I could maybe do some artist consulting and just really help folks navigate from where they are. But it became very specific with the royalties. It became very obvious that this is something I could really help with. And during the pandemic, Zoom became a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized like, oh my God, I could help artists all over the country, not just in Nashville. And so I started bringing folks on from like CD Baby, and who else did we have? We had a bunch of different industry professionals come on and answer questions for artists. Yeah, it's super. If you had told me like when I moved here that would be something that I'm doing, just crazy. So yeah, so now I have a self-guided course that helps artists understand what royalties are and how to claim them. And I also do one-on-one stuff. Tundo.com. Yeah. So I'm, learning to juggle and not try to take on too much, but trying to balance the business ownership and yes, it feels really good to do it because it's not like listen to my song. It's like yeah. So
you can balance the post with me with like you.
Yes, exactly. Yes, totally.
That's great. So, well, I think you're gonna pass on post, but let me leave you with this because I have to ask you. The mermaids. Amazing. I didn't even
Thank you.
Wait, that's my audience. I mean, you have this incredible, I don't know, fascination with mermaids.
Totally. Yes.
But it's cool. Like, they're like really cool. How would you explain that? Like, when did it start? Since you were little? Like,
yes, totally.
Like, what you
yeah,
do?
Yeah. So I guess I don't know how old I was. I was like 5 or 6 maybe when The Little Mermaid came out. Totally obsessed. And I was a competitive swimmer. I swam all the way through high school, and
really good too, right?
I was. I was pretty good. I made it pretty far, but cello came into play in high school, and so I was like going to swim practice before school, going to orchestra rehearsal, and then going back to the pool, and I was like so hungry all the time. It's just like, but yeah, I had to really make a choice of like, because you can't swim and practice as many hours, and like, the musician life and like getting up at 4 in the morning to get to the pool by 5, not, I'm like, exactly. So I remember my mom, as you mentioned, she's a quilter. She makes clothes and all kinds of things. Yeah, she's really great, like world renowned. Yeah, it's wild. So I was like, Mom, please make me a mermaid tail. And she was like, no, that's dangerous. And because I wanted something to swim in the water with, because mermaids. But so I've always had this fascination with the water. But in 2018, or like as I'm releasing this record, that summer we made, before the Ponzi scheme situation, that summer we made an underwater music video. I submerged 3 cellos, and they were crappy cellos, don't worry. And I made this underwater music video, and we sandbagged the cello down to the bottom of a pool. We used a GoPro and a drone, and it was just so much fun. And I'm just like swimming around my cello, and it's a great old time.
Yeah.
And at my album release party, we showed the music video. And just so happened, somebody who was there was like, oh yeah, my girlfriend's a mermaid. You should come to one of the mermaid get-togethers, and you should be on their vlog. And I was like, wait, hold on, what? And so there's an entire culture of, they're like swimsuit material. You can get them made out of silicone, but yeah, you actually put on a tail and you can actually swim in them.
Yes, it's possible.
It's so fun. And so they invited me onto their vlog, and I got to do that. And these mermaids gifted me my first tail, and I usually travel with them, but they're all I usually travel with them, but they're all so beat up that I got to get a new one before I can take them out. But yeah, but it's great. My flight case for my cello is really big, and it goes around my regular cello case, and I can fit a mermaid tail.
No
I wonder. I wish I could put a little camera in my cello, because I always have the little TSA, like your cello has been looked at, because they have to open it when they go through security. So they definitely see the tail every time.
I think the theme here is Sarah Clanton, live with passion.
Oh,
We should all take away from this.
oh,
Like,
thank you.
Everyday life like Sarah does her life.
Thank you. Oh, that means so much.
Fighting hard, being a badass,
Well, thank you.
and have some fun while we're at it.
Yes,
Find
exactly.
your mermaid, everybody.
Find your inner mermaid. Sarah Clanton, find your inner mermaid.
Yeah. Coming soon to a merch store. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
do you want to take us over with a song? You have
Let's
30
do
days.
it. I'm Sarah Clanton, and this is Looks Like Love. lady, or a stiff shirt I can't shake off. Faithful, feel your heavy hanging cross to bear. It ain't fair, I'm left wondering, jealousy, do you think I look good in green? Precious resentment when you cling to me when nothing seems to fit. Gotta pause and think, what am I wearing today? Does it look like love, what I choose to display? Does it look like love when the smile I put on my face gives it away? I'll keep trying them on because I wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Sweet serenity, you used to fit like a glove. Are you in a drawer somewhere all locked up? With my joy, with my bliss, everything that I missed you used to look so good on me. What am I wearing today? Does it look like love, what I choose to display? Does it look like love when the smile I put on my face gives it away? I'll keep trying them on because I wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Keep it on till it breaks in. Keep it on till it breaks in. Keep it on, keep it on. Keep it on, keep it on. Oh, ooh, what am I wearing today? Oh, oh, does it look like love, what I choose to display? Does it look like love when the smile I put on my face gives it away? I'll keep trying them on because I wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Wanna look like love. Wanna look like love.
Thank you for tuning in. Click here to subscribe and get the latest from the show, including exclusive behind-the-scenes footage and once-in-a-lifetime performances. And as always, thank you for making J-Rock Concerts Media part of your day.